guys, welcome back to muscleworx TV. You've got Nina and Jared.
Hey guys.
And today we're actually going to talk to you not about products, but just about all things protein. Well, dairy-based proteins, because we sell so many different protein powders in store and it can get very confusing about what to choose, when to take them, what type is the best for you. So we're going to give you a quick rundown on the different types of main dairy-based proteins. Not the plant ones, not today, just the dairy-based ones. And so you guys can get a better idea of what's right for you.
So we start off with the whey protein isolates, which includes the hydrolysates as well, because they're the fastest releasing. But the whey protein isolates, basically 100% whey protein isolate, no concentrate, no added casein, egg protein, milk protein, all isolate. So basically that's the fastest releasing protein. So perfect for your post-workout use, just to smash as a shake straight after the gym.
Yeah.
Even if you want to just get a quick hit of protein at any time of the day, just be aware though that it's not really a meal replacement protein, because it's not filling at all. It's going to release really quickly and you're going to be hungry in like half an hour, I'd say. Even if you have the 2 scoops, you're still going to be hungry because that releases really quick because it's broken down into the peptides. So it's basically pre-digested. So there is different levels of isolates. Like I said, the hydrolysates being the quickest, but all isolates are going to be fast releasing.
Yes.
So
ideal post-workout, they're going to get into your bloodstream nice and quick. There's pretty much minimal digestion time. So the quicker they get into your bloodstream, the quicker they get into your muscle, and the quicker that repair process starts happening.
Exactly.
So ideal then. I sometimes do have an isolate during the day, but I'll mix it in with something. So if I make a smoothie, I'll add berries, other fats. So you can make a meal out of it that way, but generally best post-workout for the quick absorbing protein.
Yeah, be aware because they do cost a little bit more than your standard whey proteins. So just take that into account. But yeah, perfect post-workout protein.
You're getting like a premium, so you pretty much get what you pay for.
Super high quality. You're getting what you pay for. If you want premium quality, hydrolysates, isolates, that's the way to go.
Cool. But for most people, we have whey proteins in store.
Yep.
So a whey protein is a blend of the isolates, which we just spoke about, and a concentrated whey protein, which is just a little bit slower digesting. So you usually have those two in a whey protein. And most people are very familiar with whey protein when we talk about protein. So that one is great if you don't want to spend as much as having your isolate, or if you're a beginner and you just want a good starting point. You can use a whey protein post-training anyway, but it is great to have if you're wanting to have a quick snack in the day as well. It will keep you that little bit more fuller for longer compared to a pure isolate. So yeah, the whey is a great starting point for anyone, I would say.
Exactly, yeah. So when you see protein out there and it's 100% whey protein, that's what we're talking about. Unless it is followed by isolate, it'll mean it's an isolate concentrate mix. So like Nina said, just good for all-round use, good for the beginner starting out, someone that doesn't want to spend too much money on their protein, but still want to get a quality product that's still low in carbohydrates as well. Yes. So just to make a point, the isolates we spoke about first, super low carbs, the whey protein is still low in carbs, maybe 1 or 2 grams more, 3 grams more, but there's still going to be a high protein, low carb product. So no potential weight gain or fat gain if you're combining that with your good nutrition plan and training protocol.
Exactly. So, and still fine post-workout. You're still going to get a reasonably quick absorption.
They still maybe 60, 70% isolate. It's hard to know exactly. A lot of companies don't say that, but usually they're a good amount of isolate in there. So you can still certainly use that as a post-workout protein.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm quite swayed by flavour, so sometimes I'll go a whey protein anyway because it tastes so good sometimes.
Usually the whey protein have maybe a bigger range of flavours or maybe some cool flavours that aren't in the isolate, the cookies and creams and the s'mores and those kind of things you might not see in the isolates as much. But that is one good point about the 100% whey protein. But
flavour.
Mix it up every now and then.
Do you want to go about, let's switch to slower digesting proteins
so
now.
Break it down complete opposite. So we've got the 100% micellar casein is usually what you'd see as a casein protein. So no whey, just a pure casein. Yeah. This is a super slow releasing protein.
Super slow.
So not really ideal for post-workout or during the day. It's basically going to be something you take before you go to bed. Just to get that slow 6 to 8 hour release of protein and amino acids. So to feed your body while you're sleeping, basically. So to make sure you're never going to be catabolic. You're always going to be in the anabolic phase and you're always going to have amino acids circulating in your system so that when your body requires them, they're there to be used. So,
and it's great. Casein is really good to make into like a pudding.
Yeah,
so if you need a little treat or snack before bed, awesome. And you're getting the recovery while you sleep.
Yeah, it does mix. Just don't be alarmed if you do buy some casein, you've never used it before. It does mix quite thick.
Really thick.
Which is why it's good for what Nina said with the dessert and the little sludge and those kind of things. but it's definitely got its place. So most people have maybe a whey isolate or whey protein, and then they have their casein as well, and they'll use their whey during the day and post-workout, and they'll use their casein before they go to bed. So again, tasty, but don't be alarmed, it does have a much thicker texture. Yeah.
Okay, so one more protein that is quite common in stores. It kind of combines a little bit of all of those plus a few more. So I kind of call them complete blends.
Yeah.
Basically, they're a blend of about 4 to 5 different protein types. So you might see some isolate in there. You definitely will see some whey concentrate. You might see some milk proteins, milk protein isolate. You might see casein in there, egg protein in some of them. So they're a complete blend. Now, I think they're great for someone who just wants an all-in-one. You know, someone who just wants something they can then put in their smoothie, then can take post-workout, and if they want to have it before bed, they can too. And they're really great to add in if you don't want to go separate proteins for everything. Yeah,
if you want an all-in-one protein that just you can use, like Nina said, pre-bed, post-workout, breakfast smoothie. Really, it's a pretty good choice. It's also cost-effective as well. Usually they're as sort of priced at the same point as whey protein, maybe even slightly cheaper sometimes. Their carbs usually are around the same. They may be slightly higher, maybe a couple of grams more than the whey protein, but usually they're quite lean, maybe 25 protein and 5 carbs. That's a sort of standard ratio for one of those complete blends that we're talking about. But like you said, it's just a breakdown of 5 or 6, depending on the brand, 5 or 6 protein sources.
Still a sustained release protein, not as slow as your complete casein, not the ideal post-workout, but you're still getting some quick release if you do choose to have it there.
Exactly.
And fine to have throughout the day.
Yeah, just a staggered. It's got the isolate, then maybe the whey protein concentrate, then the casein. So it's going to release over that probably 4 to 6 hour period to give you that sustained release of amino acids. So maybe if you're going out doing something for a while, you know you're not going to get food, you might have a scoop of that. So you know you're going to get some amino acids in that time frame.
Exactly.
So in between where you can't actually have food. So to fill that gap. Yeah.
I really want to point out to everyone that protein is the building block of your entire body. A lot of people come through and they'll say to me, look, I eat enough protein. And then I'll ask how many meals are you having? And they're like, 2 to 3. Now, unless you're having a freaking bucket load of meat in that time, I doubt you're getting enough protein.
Yeah.
You want to aim for anywhere between 1.8 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilo in your daily intake. Now, I like to aim higher. I go minimum 2 grams per kilo, depending on your goals. But that range is great. So if you do that calculation and you're not getting enough from the food intake you're having, add a protein powder maybe 1 to 2 times in your day as well. That's the building block of everything. So it's the repair for your hair, skin, your nails, and then of course your muscle, your cells, everything. So if you're not getting adequate protein, chances are you're going to struggle to get the results that you're looking for as well.
Yeah, so your energy, your immune function, all those other bodily functions that you don't even think about.
Yeah.
Like you said, your hair, skin, nails, all that sort of stuff that grows without you even knowing, that all relies on protein intake. And if your protein intake at the start is already deficient, then how do you expect to sort of build new muscle? Because your body is going to prioritize that first before it builds new muscle. So you need to make sure you have an ample amount of protein left over after doing those bodily functions so that your body can use that protein to build new muscle. Obviously, when combined
just with repair from your workout.
Exactly, yeah. So whether your goal is to build muscle or, like I said, repair and just recover faster, you need to make sure you have enough protein. So it's pretty simple, guys. Add a scoop, 2 maybe, depends on your diet and your macros. But protein powder is an easy way to do that. So
absolutely. So what matters is your complete intake of protein over your whole day. And really, you should be having a hit of protein every let's say maybe 4 to 6 hours, 3 if you're trying to get a lot into your day. So if you're not getting a protein hit in that time, you don't have time to eat, use a protein shake. Exactly. Ideal maybe to have a blend or a whey in that time and then save your isolate for post-training. You can do it that way. So many options. If you are confused or you feel like you need a little bit more info on what protein is right for you, make sure you go into one of our muscleworx Australia stores. The staff are trained so well. They are all there to help you find the right info and get the right products to achieve your goals. So pop in there. Any more questions for us, comment below and we will do our best to answer them for you.
Part of those ASAP.
Exactly. So any more info, guys, stay tuned. We will continually be posting more and more videos just to help you guys out with your goals. So Any other info on products, jump on muscleworx.com.au. Otherwise, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Info is in the description below.
Shoot Snapchat as well, guys.
Yes,
on
Snapchat.
muscleworx, Snapchat. So everything, like Nina said, Instagram, Facebook, muscleworx for her. And now we've got the Snapchat, which just started up recently as well. So all the avenues, get on board, and we'll see you guys for the next video, guys.
Get some protein in you.
See you guys.